Maya sat in her apartment on her 35th birthday, staring at her phone. 17 unread messages, but none from the people who truly mattered. She had spent years cultivating friendships that felt more like obligations, relationships that drained rather than filled her cup. Tonight, alone with a store-bought cupcake, she finally understood. She had been giving her most precious resource, time, to people who didn't value it. Her grandmother's words echoed in her mind. "Your life is a garden, Maya. What you water will grow." She had been watering weeds. Part 1. The Realization. It started 3 years earlier, when Maya moved to the city for a new job. Eager to make friends, she said yes to everything. Coffee with acquaintances who only talked about themselves. Late-night phone calls from a college friend who called only when she needed something. Weekend plans with people who canceled at the last minute, leaving Maya scrambling. There was Derek, her boyfriend of 2 years, who made her feel small with his constant criticism disguised as honesty. There was her work friend Christina, who borrowed money but never paid it back, shared Maya's secrets but kept her own, and somehow always made Maya feel lucky to be in her presence. Maya had convinced herself that this was normal, that friendships required sacrifice, that love meant accepting less than you deserved, that being a good person meant being available to everyone, all the time. But on that birthday, eating her cupcake alone because her close friends had all bailed on dinner plans, something shifted. She remembered her grandmother's garden, how she would carefully tend to each plant, removing the ones that choked out the flowers, making space for beauty to flourish. Maya pulled out a notebook and began to write. Part 2. The Audit. She called it the Time Audit. On the left side of the page, she listed everyone she spent significant time with. On the right, she honestly assessed how she felt after spending time with them. Derek anxious, small, criticized, never enough. Christina used, uncertain, questioning my own judgment. The group chat friends forgotten, like an afterthought, convenient. Her colleague Marcus curious, energized, like my ideas matter. Her neighbor Mrs. Chen peaceful, wise, seen for who I am. Her childhood friend Zara loved, understood, safe to be myself. The pattern was clear. She had been giving hours, days, years to people who left her feeling diminished, while barely making time for those who lifted her up. She created a second list, what I'm actually giving up. For every hour listening to Christina complain about the same problems she refused to address, Maya gave up an hour she could have spent painting, something she loved but never had time for. For every weekend accommodating Derek's moods and walking on eggshells, she gave up adventures, growth, peace of mind. For every anxiety-filled group chat interaction where she felt excluded or mocked, she gave up self-respect. The truth hit her like cold water. She wasn't just wasting time. She was trading her life, her joy, her growth, her dreams, for relationships that were actively holding her back. Part 3. The Transformation. The next morning, Maya made a decision. She would treat her time like the precious, non-renewable resource it was. She would stop being available to everyone and start being present for the right people. It wasn't easy. When she told Derek they needed to break up, he called her selfish, said she was giving up on them. The old Maya would have believed him, would have stayed. But the new Maya understood. Staying with someone who diminished her wasn't love, it was fear masquerading as commitment. When Christina asked to borrow money again, Maya said no. Christina accused her of being a bad friend. "A real friend would help me out," she said. Maya responded calmly, A real friend wouldn't only call when she needs something. The friendship ended, and Maya felt lighter than she had in months. The group chat friends noticed her absence and made passive-aggressive comments. Maya left the chat without explanation. She didn't owe them a dissertation on her boundaries. The space she created felt uncomfortable at first, like standing in an empty room you've just cleared of clutter. But gradually, that space began to fill with different things. Part 4. The Garden Grows. Maya started saying yes to coffee with Marcus, the colleague who asked thoughtful questions and remembered details from previous conversations. Their friendship deepened. He introduced her to his book club, where she met people who shared her love of literature and deep conversations. She visited Mrs. Chen more often, learning about her neighbor's incredible life story, the business she'd built, the hardships she'd overcome, the wisdom she'd gained. Mrs. Chen became a mentor, someone who saw potential in Maya that she'd forgotten existed. She rekindled her friendship with Zara, making monthly video calls a priority. They supported each other's dreams instead of competing or dismissing them. Maya started painting again. Every Tuesday evening was sacred, her studio time. No interruptions, no apologies, no guilt. The paintings started rough, but with consistent practice, they improved. She discovered she had talent she'd never had time to develop. She joined a hiking group and met Sarah, who became the kind of friend she'd always wanted. Someone who showed up, who celebrated her wins, who could be honest without being cruel, who reciprocated the care Maya gave. 6 months after her lonely birthday, Maya celebrated her half-birthday with a small gathering. 6 people sat around her table. Marcus and his partner, Mrs. Chen, Zara via video call, Sarah, and her new boyfriend James, someone who made her feel valued, who supported her art, who matched her effort. Time with the wrong people doesn't just waste time, it shapes who you become. Spend years with people who criticize you, and you'll internalize that criticism. Surround yourself with people who are stuck, and you'll find reasons not to move forward. You teach people how to treat you. Maya had taught people that her time was unlimited, that she had no boundaries, that she would always be there no matter how poorly they treated her. When she changed what she accepted, she changed what she attracted. Quality trumps quantity, always. 6 genuine relationships brought her more joy than dozens of shallow ones ever had. Letting go isn't giving up, it's making room. Every weed she removed from her garden made space for flowers to grow. 6 people, but it felt more full than any of the crowded parties she'd thrown before, desperate to prove she was liked. Part 5. The Wisdom. A year later, Maya ran into Christina at a coffee shop. Christina was friendly, as if nothing had happened, and suggested they catch up. Maya felt the old pull, the urge to say yes, to be nice, to avoid conflict. Instead, she said, "I don't think that's a good idea for me, but I wish you well." Christina looked shocked. "Wow, you've really changed." Maya smiled. "Yes, I have." As she walked away, she didn't feel guilty. She felt free. That evening, she reflected on what she'd learned. The wrong people will make you question your worth. They'll convince you that your needs are too much, your boundaries are selfish, your dreams are unrealistic. They'll take your generosity and call you stingy when you finally stop giving.